Om Shuklam Bharadram Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Dhyayet Sarva Vigno Pashantaye Yasyatma Bhutasya Guru Prasadat Aham Vimukmosmi Sharira Bandhat Sarvopadeshtu Purushottamasya Tasyangve Padma Pranatosmi Nityam Prahlada Narada Parasara Pundarika Vyasambrisha Sukha Saunaka Bhishma Dhalbhyan Rukmanga Udava Bhishna Balgladin Puni Iman Parama Bhagavatam Namami Janmadi Asyeto Anviyad Idratarcha Abhinyat Swarat Tene Brahma Hridayadi Havaye Muhyanti Yat Suraya Tejo Vari Mritam Yata Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisa Dhamnas Pena Sada Nirasakoham Satyam Param Dhimahi Dharma Prochita Kaitavo Atra Paramo Nirmatsaranam Satam Vedyam Vastavam Atra Vastu Sivadam Tapatrayon Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krit Kimva Parairishvaraha Sadyo Hridi Avaradyate Atra Kritibihi Sushrushubhi Takshanat Nigama Kalpataror Galitam Phalam Sukhamukha Damridam Mridava Samyuktam Vibhada Bhagavatam Rasamalaya Muraho Rasika Vibhavukaha Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Shaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudirayet Vasudeve Bhavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitah Janayati Asu Vairagyam Jnanam Chayat Ahaitukam Shunvatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shavana Kirtanaha Hridayantastuhi Abhadrani Vidunoti Sugrit Satham Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhavati Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Vasudeve Paraveda Vasudeva Paramakaha Vasudeva Para Yoga Vasudeva Para Kriyaha Vasudeva Parajnanam Vasudeva Parantapaha Vasudeva Paro Dharma Vasudeva Paragatihi Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Gobindaya Namo Namaha Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranasanam Pranamo Dukkha Shamanam Tam Namami Harim Param Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranasanam Pranama Dukkha Samanas Tam Namami Harim Param. So in Bhagavatam, a total of 18,000 slokas, and the sloka that we just saw now is the last sloka of Srimad Bhagavatam. We saw in the first canto where Parikshit Maharaj approached Shukadeva Goswami, and a 7 days program, a Saptaha, 7 days program is being conducted amongst the all saintly people. On the 7th day, he is going to leave his body. And the last sloka speaks about Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranasanam. The instruction that been given at the end of Bhagavatam is Nama Sankirtan. Nama Sankirtan meaning chanting of name of Hari. And that is what the last message has been given. Remembering that, connecting to Bhagavad Gita. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Manmana bhavamad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi yuktaivam atmana mat parayanaha. What he says is, engage your mind, always thinking of me. Become my devotee. Offer obeisances unto me. Worship me. Be completely absorbed in me. By doing so, you will come to me. And that's told in the Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. But going back few chapters, in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, before Krishna spoke this Manmana Bhavamat Bhakto sloka, in the 3rd chapter, Arjuna asked this question that why do people commit papa, sin, even knowingly? Atakena prayuktoyam papam charati purusha. What is the reason behind it? That people knowingly, purusha means these people, living entities, commit mistake, even though they don't want to do it. Anichamapi varshneya balad ija niyojitaha. Even they don't want to do it, but then baladiva means they have been forced to do it, sinful activities. What's the reason behind it? And following that question, Krishna says in the same chapter that kama yeshaha, krodha yeshaha, rajoguna samudbhavaha, mahashano mahapapma, vidhi enamiha vairinam. He says the greatest enemy is kama. Kama means the desire to want to enjoy everything is so very strong. Because it's so very strong, it covers everything. At that point of time, one wants to really enjoy rather than think about what is good, what is not good. It just goes for it. And that's karma is a cause of it, which is due to the three gunas, rajoguna and tamoguna. And why rajoguna and tamoguna? Because rajoguna and tamoguna are prominent due to the vasanas that we carried from the previous lives. The vasanas, with the combination of the karma, makes one person more of rajoguna or more of tamoguna or more of sattoguna. It depends on the vasanas and the karma that one carries from the previous life to this life. Now, why we are seeing this particular sloka is Krishna wanted everyone to be 24/7 thinking about him. The question is it possible for one to do 24/7, always chanting, always thinking of Krishna? Wherever you turn around, you remember Krishna, you speak about Krishna, you breathe Krishna, you eat Krishna, you smell Krishna, you touch Krishna. So that's what Krishna is expecting when he said, Manmana bhavamat bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Why is not happening for us? Is a question. Question is answered because of our strong desire. Because we have our own strong desire, and that desire is called karma. When the karma has not been fulfilled, obviously that turns into krodha. This karma and krodha are the cause for one's fall down and for one to commit mistakes. So what do we do? How do we control this one? Well, to get rid of karma and krodha, then you have to get rid of rajoguna and tamoguna. Getting rid of tamoguna and rajoguna means your sattvaguna should increase. For sattvaguna to increase, obviously the previous vasanas has to be modified or changed or been erased. For the vasanas to be replaced, when we replace the vasanas, the tamoguna and rajoguna will go down and sattvaguna will increase. When sattvaguna increases, we get the siddha suddhi. Our consciousness becomes purified. And this is the program that Krishna provides in Bhagavad Gita. For one to purify their consciousness, what they have to do? They have to do their karma. Karma means what Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita from starting from the 2nd chapter onwards, going through the 6th chapter, Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. He speaks about how one should perform Karma Yoga. By performing Karma Yoga, as per their varnashrama system, varna and ashrama, that 4 classes, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra, Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas. Whatever their role in the society is, based on the guna and karma, they have to perform that. When they perform their duty, then they also have to remember very well, this is karma yoga. They also have to remember very well that I am not the doer, I am not the proprietor, I am not expecting anything out of this, what I'm doing. That is palatyaha, mamathatyaha, kartritva buddhityaha. All these 3 has to be given up. Once a person gives up and performs the karma yoga, by constantly performing these activities, then their chitta suddhi happens, means the consciousness gets purified. Once the consciousness gets purified, then they will be able to take up jnana yoga, the path of jnana. Or one might as well stay in karma yoga and perform karma yoga. And those who have read Bhagavad Gita, when in our Bhagavad Gita classes, we went through these things in detail. And the point is, it is not easy either. Even to do that, it's not easy. Therefore, the whole program has been made easier by providing one solution. And I'm sure you all will be very eager to know what is it one solution is. Because it's too many things to follow many things in life. If you don't follow these things, then you miss it out or you have to repeat. So what's the guarantee that we are going to, our consciousness is going to be purified by following these different systems being provided to the Dharma Shastra? Therefore, the essence of all the Shastras, therefore, essence of everything that we read can be easily taken care by one process. And that is what been told by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it's not just Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Tukkaram, for example, and then if you go Kulashekara, and then Tyagaraja Swami, many saints that you can name, Bhadrachala Ramdas, many great saints, they all took one process, easy process, the easy process they have given, and that through that easy process, one can easily purify their consciousness. The consciousness is like a glass. The glass is full of dirt. You want to purify the dirt on top of it, you have to clean it, right? So clean it. We can easily take a wiper or a wet cloth or whatever it is and wipe the glass. But then chitta means of consciousness, is also like a glass. It's fully contaminated. How do we clean this chitta? We have to use something which can clean this, our consciousness. Because our consciousness is so much contaminated not only now, it's been carried for several lifetimes we cannot trace back. So all this contaminations accumulated has a thick layer on our consciousness, a glass called consciousness. How do we do this one? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, an easy process. And it's not only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says this easy process. Throughout the history, many great saints have recommended this process to purify our consciousness, so that when the consciousness is purified, we can, like Krishna wanted, Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. We can constantly think about Krishna. And what is the process that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives is Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhavamaha Davagni Nirvapanam Shreyaha Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandham Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipadam Ponam Rasa Swadhanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Krishna himself, who appeared 500 years back in the West Bengal. He says that Sri Krishna Sankirtanam, by chanting the name of Krishna, one's consciousness get easily cleansed. It is not so easy to clean the consciousness, but the best way of cleaning the consciousness, of course, there are even in the Patanjali yoga system, there are ways that one can try to concentrate by pranayama. There are ways that we can try to purify our thought, our consciousness. There are ways that we can do through that process. But how many people can follow the yoga system, Patanjali yoga system, to purify through pranayama process? But it's all works. It's not that they are less in any ways. It will work. But how many common people, how can a common person can take up and sit for a minute, focus on your breath, and extend your breath, exhale and inhale? So we can do this. But can we follow consistently follow this one and practice and increase our duration? It's going to be challenging. And what about those people who are old? Can an old person do pranayama? Or a person who's disabled, can the person do pranayama? What about the children, young one? Can they do pranayama or yoga system? It's not possible. So there are plus and minus involved in certain practices how to purify our consciousness. But one process which doesn't require any qualification, any eligibility, age, gender, nationality, your color, nothing is really required. That is Nama Sankirtanam. Nama Sankirtanam is chanting the name of Krishna. Anyone can do it. All we have to do is open our mouth, and that anyone can do it. Most of the time we open our mouth only to put something inside. So we can lessen what we are putting inside as much as needed and open our mouth to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So sometimes people think about when we chant and dance. And I was one time when I was in India, I was having the chanting bag in my hand, and I was wearing dhoti. And in Bangalore, I was just walking down the street, going for a walk, and then I was seen like an alien. Some people were standing on the balcony of those apartments, and they were looking at me differently. So it's seen like I'm from some other planet or something. But we should not feel ashamed to call out Father's name. Sometimes when we say please chant, and people ask why do you chant so loudly and dance, one should not feel ashamed to chant God's name at all. Okay? The whole process of what we are trying to do is get out of the bodily conception. As long as we are attached to the body conception, then obviously we cannot open our mouth. Therefore, Krishna's name is much more greater than Krishna himself. Let me ask a question. When Draupadi called out the name of Krishna, who came to help? Who came to help Draupadi at the time? Manabhanga means she was being greatly insulted at that point of time. Who came to help?
Krishna himself.
Exactly. Krishna. Yes, Krishna's name. She was calling out Govinda, Govinda, Mukunda, Murari. So you see, Krishna did not come personally. So anyone who chants Krishna's name, Govinda's name, you will get sari. Nice sari and dresses. Matajis are here. Matajis usually like good dresses. So if you want good dresses, then you better chant the name of Govinda. You will get nice dress. But what happens when Krishna personally comes? Do you know? What happens when Krishna personally comes?
I know, Prabhu. Can I tell?
Yeah, please.
when Krishna comes himself, then he should first beat Pandavas.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Nice answer. So when Krishna personally comes, he will take away what you have. He will take the sari and go away. That's what he does in Vrindavan Leela. When Krishna personally comes, he takes the saris and goes away. When Krishna names comes, it gives sari. So which is greater? The one which takes away or the one which gives? Therefore, Govinda Nama is great. Even in Vishnu Sahasranama, there's a series of questions has been asked by Yudhishthira Maharaj. 6 questions has been asked. The last 2 questions that Yudhishthira Maharaj asks is, Ko dharmaha sarva dharman bhavatha paramo mataha. Yes, what is in your opinion is greatest dharma? Ko dharmaha sarva dharman bhavato paramo mataha. And then he asks the last question, Kim japam muchyate jantur janma samsara bandhanat. He asked, by chanting whose name one can be freed from the bondage of repeated birth and death. Kim japam muchyate jantur janma samsara bandhanat. Bandhana means the bondage, entanglement. How can one be released from the bondage of janma? By chanting what? And that's the question, last question. And then the rest of the slokas that we see in Vishnu Sahasranama is 1,000 names of Vishnus. Bhishma goes right into it. He says, the names of Vishnu is the only way. Krishna's name is the only way which can relieve one from great suffering. There's no other opportunities. There's no other way. There's no other way. No other way. Harir Nama ye kevalam. Kalo nasteva kadinanyataha. He says 3 times that there's no other way in Kali Yuga other than chanting the name of Hari. Therefore, it's important that we understand that this should not be taken as granted, or should not think that chanting is something optional, and is the only way one can be freed and purify their consciousness and go back to Krishna very easily. And this particular importance on chanting of the holy name is what has been explained in the 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam that we are going to see today. The entire Srimad Bhagavatam is glorification of Krishna's name. But specifically this particular story that we are going to see today is all about chanting Krishna's name. How Krishna's name can save even the most sinful person that you can think of. Most sinful person that you can think of. Even that person can be saved by chanting the name of Krishna. As what we have seen so far is Bharat Maharaj's story. After Bharat Maharaj's story, the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, starting from the 16th chapter through 26th chapter, speaks about cosmology, the Vedic cosmology. The Vedic cosmology of the planetary system, the universes, and whatnot, everything is very detailed, and a lot of research has been done on this one by the great devotees. To go through this each and every chapter, everything is beyond my capacity. I am not very well versed in the cosmology where I can speak on this in other than just simply read through these slokas, read through these points of how many yojanas, what are the different planets, Jambadvipas, Vetadvipa, and different dvipas, and how they are configured in constitution, how they are located, what so forth. Therefore, what I thought I will do is this chapter 16 through chapter 26 is very nicely put into a video format for just 10 minutes. So we are going to watch the 10 minutes video By watching this 10 minutes video, we have summarized these chapter 16 to chapter 26. But after this, those who are interested, kindly go through the Bhagavatam, 5th canto, and read through these pages. It's really amazing. It's really very nice, very deep. And a lot of work has been done on this one. So with that said, let's spend 10 minutes to watch this video. I request Ravi to share this video. Thank you. I can't hear the audio though. Can you on the audio, please?
I was on mute, Prabhu, sorry.
Soul-Force Revolution. The Vedic universe is described in the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. The central island of Bhumandala is called Jambudvip and is 100,000 yojanas or approximately 800,000 miles in diameter. The Golden Mountain Sumeru is 800,000 miles high, 128,000 miles wide at its base and 256,000 miles wide at its tip, tapered like the pericarp of a lotus flower. Jambudvip is surrounded by the salt water ocean, which is also 800,000 miles wide. The next tract of land known as Plakshadweep is twice the width of Jambudvip, at 1,600,000 miles wide. All these lands of the greater earth are fully inhabited by humans, animals and plants, just as we experience here. The next surrounding ocean is of sugar cane juice and is also 1.6 million miles in width. Next is Samaladweep at twice the size again, 3.2 million miles. That land is bordered by an ocean of liquor at the same width, 3.2 million miles. Then Kushadweep is twice that width at 6.4 million miles. It's surrounded by an ocean of ghee or clarified butter at the same width, 6.4 million miles. Then Kronshadweep is 12.8 million miles in width, bordered by an ocean of milk at the same 12.8 million mile width. Then the land of Sakadweep is twice the width again, 25.6 million miles, bordered by an ocean of yogurt at the same width. The next tract of land is known as Pushkaradweep at a staggering 51.2 million miles wide, and divided all around the center by Manasotara mountain, which is the path the sun travels around. That land is surrounded by an ocean of sweet water of the same width, 51.2 million miles. Beyond the ocean of sweet water is a tract of land as broad as the area between the middle of Mount Sumeru and the boundary of Manasotara mountain. In that tract of land there are many living beings. Then there is another land, which is made of gold, which reflects light like the surface of a mirror, and all living entities have abandoned that golden land. The mountain known as Loka Loka has been installed as the outer border of the three worlds, Goloka, Uvaloka and Snarloka, to control the rays of the sun throughout the universe. All the luminaries, from the sun up to Dhruvaloka, distribute their rays throughout these three worlds, but only within the boundary formed by this mountain, because it extends even higher than Dhruvaloka. It blocks the rays of the luminaries, which can never extend beyond it. The distance between Sumeru and the mountain known as Loka Loka is 1/4 of the diameter of the universe at 125 million yojanas or 1 billion miles. Outside Loka Loka mountain is the tract of land known as Aloka Varsha, which extends for the same breadth as the area within the mountain, 1 billion miles. Beyond Aloka Varsha are the coverings of the universe. The first covering is 10 times thicker than the diameter of the universe, and each subsequent covering 10 times thicker than the previous covering. Covering of Earth, 40 billion miles. Water, 400 billion miles. Fire, 4 trillion miles. Air, 40 trillion miles. Ether, 400 trillion miles. Ego, 4 quadrillion miles. Mahat Tattva, 40 quadrillion miles. The total is a staggering 44 quadrillion. 444 trillion and 444 billion miles. Mahavishnu lies down within the causal ocean, and while he sleeps innumerable universes are generated along with his breathing. These universes are floating, and they are scattered all over the causal ocean. They stay only during the breathing period of Mahavishnu, which is one Mahakalpa or lifespan of Brahma. 313,528,320,000,000 human years.
Stars and planets in the universal ebb or Jagadanda.
The Sun is described as 10,000 yojanas or 80,000 miles above the plane of Bhumandala. Loka of the pole star is situated 30,400,000 miles above the Sun. All the stars, or nakshatras, tied to Loka with ropes of air or Pravaha revolve around Bhumandala. The heavenly planet of Mahaloka is 80 million miles above Loka. Janaloka is 160 million miles above Mahaloka. Tapaloka is 160 million miles above Janaloka. And Satyaloka or Brahmaloka is 960 million miles above Tapaloka, 1,870,400,000 miles above the Sun. The beginning of the universal coverings are 2,080,000,000 miles above Bhumandala.
The subterranean planets underneath the earthly plane of Bhumandala.
These 7 underground realms are named Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala and Patala. Between Patala and the Garbha ocean are the subtle hellish realms. Garbhodakashayi Vishnu lies down on that ocean on the serpent bed Anantadeva, who supports the planetary system on his hooks. Movements of the stars and planets around the pole star. The Sun, Moon and major planets are above one another in the same order as the days of the week. Sunday, Moon Day, Venus is Tuesday, Mercury Wednesday, Mars Thursday, Jupiter Friday and Saturn Saturday. Above that are planets of the 7 sages. All these planets, known as grahas, and stars named in Sanskrit as nakshatras, revolve around Loka or the pole star, as seen in time-lapse photography, only possible on a flat plane.
Terrain on the island of Jambudweep.
4 mountains each side of Sumeru are Mandara, Marumandara, Supashva and Punita, each 80,000 miles high. Standing like flagstaffs on the summits of these 4 mountains are a mango tree, a rose apple tree, a kadamba tree and a banyan tree, each with a width of 800 miles and a height of 8,800 miles. Their branches also spread to a huge radius of 8,800 miles. Those mountains are flanked by twin sets of mountains in the cardinal directions, 144,000 miles long and 16,000 miles in height and width. Then 6 huge mountain ranges mark the borders north and south of Mount Meru and are 16,000 miles wide, 80,000 miles high and stretch across to the ocean east to west. 2 mountain ranges east and west named Gandamadana and Malayavam reach 16,000 miles high. Mountains around the foot of Mount Meru are like the filaments around the whirl of a lotus flower. They are described to extend almost to the height of Meru itself. There are 9 islands or dweepas off the coast of Bharatvarsha. What we understand as Earth is just one of these islands. Although it's not specified in the Vedic texts, it appears the Earth is surrounded by the Antarctic Circle of ice that keeps the water inside the flat plain. Some Vedic texts do however state that the Earth receives its water from clouds, not the greater ocean, meaning it's isolated from the other islands and the rest of Jambudweep. The 9 divisions of Bharatvarsha are mutually inaccessible. They are Indradweep, Kasarubat, Tamravana, Gabhastavat, Nagadweep, Soma, Gandhava, Garuna, and this is the 9th dweep among them, and it is surrounded by the sea. This dweepa is 1,000 yojanas or 8,000 miles from north to south. In the middle of the summit of Meru is the township of Lord Brahma, Brahmapuri. It is made entirely of gold, and therefore learned scholars and sages call it Shatakurvi. Surrounding Brahmapuri in all directions are the residences of the 8 principal governors of the planetary systems, beginning with King Indra. These abodes are similar to Brahmapuri but are 1/4 the size.
Descent of the Ganges.
After purifying the 7 planets near Loka, the Ganges water is carried through the spaceways of the demigods in billions of celestial airplanes. Then it inundates the moon, Chandraloka, and finally reaches Lord Brahma's abode atop Mount Meru. On top of Mount Meru, the Ganges divides into 4 branches, each of which gushes in a different direction, east, west, north and south. These branches, known by the name Sita, Alakananda, Kakshu and Bhadra, flow down to the ocean. The branch of the Ganges Sita flows through Brahmachari and runs down to the nearby peaks of the Kesarakala mountains, which are like a bunch of filaments around Mount Meru. Then it falls to the peak of Gandhamadana mountain and then into the land of Bhadrashva Vasha to the ocean of salt water in the west. The branch known as Bhadra flows from the northern side onto the peaks of Kumuda, Nila, Shweta and Shringavan mountains in succession, down into the province of Kuru and into the saltwater ocean in the north. The branch Kakshu falls onto the summit of Malayavan mountain and from there cascades onto the land of Ketamala Vasha and through to the ocean of salt water in the east. The branch known as Alakananda flows from the southern side of Brahmachari. It falls down with fierce force upon the mountains Hemakuta and onto the tract of land Bharadvasha, then into the ocean of salt water in the south. Moving in towards the area we know as a circular flat plain surrounded by the Antarctic Circle. The continents arranged around the North Pole similar to as seen in the azimuthal equidistant projection map, not as a sphere floating in space. As we zoom in on the continent of Australia, we'll break the word down in Sanskrit. Eris means the sun, Taral means liquid referring to the continent surrounded by water, and Alaya means home. Eris Taral Alaya, Australia. We have arrived at the Iskon Temple in North Sydney, home of their Lordship Sri Sri Radha Gopinath. By serving the deity form of the Supreme Lord, we can Krishna consciousness and enter into the eternal spiritual world. Please chant the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you. I hope it was useful. I know it's a lot of information in 10 minutes. I don't think I would have been able to cover this in any number of classes. It has a lot of details, many details. But those who are interested in Vedic cosmology, please do read these chapters. You'll really like it. And we'll send you the link of this one if you want to watch this more relaxed. Thank you, Ravi, for posting them. Now, after explaining all this different planetary system, the very last chapter of the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami goes into the details of different various hellish planets. So there are around 28 hellish planets that he mentions in the last chapter. Again, we're not going to go through the details of everything, but we'll just see few of these things. And then we'll continue moving on to the Canto 6. In the 6th chapter, in the last chapter of the 6th canto, he, after explaining the planetary system, one important point that we need to know is from this video, we can see that whatever you saw, that the entire, that one particular ball-like universe, it goes into the Mahavishnu, that many different universes are there. That's just one universe has been mentioned in this video, in this YouTube video. But likewise, there are innumerable, you cannot even imagine the count of it. There's so many universes. During the exhale, these universes get generated. During the inhale, it all goes inside. We can't even imagine. We exhale and inhale, you know what's going to happen. You do any of these things too much, your heart stops. That's our condition when we exhale and inhale. Well, when Mahavishnu does this one, it's amazing. Everything gets recreated. And as it is said, that just imagine where we fit into this whole creation. Right? We are somewhere, not even a dot. If you can think about anything smaller than that, we are so tiny. But then what we are thinking is, Aham Ishvaro, Aham Bohi, I am Ishwar, I am that God, I am the Sukhi, I am the happiest one, I am, sort of thing. And we want to compete ourselves with God. Can't even imagine these things, how people can even think about wanting to become God. Wanting to become God is not that easy. Even if one want to become the God, just imagine that, in some places they have this, become a prime minister for a day. become a chief minister for a day. Unless and until you take the responsibility, you don't know how difficult it is. And you can imagine so many universes has to be managed, so many living entities, so many karmas. Can't even imagine. It's not easy, right? But God does all this thing as pastimes, Leela, as his pastime. He doesn't even worry about these things. It just happens by itself. That's how it is. So what we are thinking is, sitting in a small place, I am the king, I am the God, I am the ruler, I am so and so. But we saw from this video, we are nowhere compared to the entire creation of the whole creation. We are nowhere. So after explaining this one, Shukadeva Goswami also explained about the different planetary system, the 28 different hellish planets, Tamishra, Antatamishra, Raurava, Maharaurava, Kumbhipaka, Kalasutra, Asipatravan, and the names goes on. It's not Sahasranamam where we have to remember and recite all this 28 names. So we know at least these different hells are there. It's not just one hell. There are multiple hells are there. Based on whatever we perform, we will be eligible. We'll be selected, qualified to go to this different hell. When I was one time when I was traveling, I was in the airport. They use this. They do the checking, right? They scan through and they check me. They put it in that box and the thing goes like this. The scan is over, and then they gave a small. They saw this one. You've been elected for check. Man, it's as if it's a great thing. So they say you've been elected to be checked further. So they project in such a way that it's a great thing, but really we know it's not a great thing. Likewise, those who does certain type of papa, they will go to the respective hell. For example, if someone steals someone else's properties, possessions, that includes others' wife, others' money, others' name, others' fame, someone else does something and you take the name of that, you take the credit of others. So there's a special hell called Tamishra. It's a dark hell where people are chased by the Yamadutas and they've been beaten continuously. So one might be asking a question, if you haven't thought, that never came into your mind. How is that we already died here, we left the body, then we are Atma, then how can they hit the Atma? Because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna very clearly says that Atma cannot be cut into pieces, cannot be burnt into ashes, cannot be withered by wind, etc., etc. So how can someone put into a hell and they're going to hit the Atma? So the answer is, when we go to hell, we will be given a special body, Yatana Shariram. It's called Yatana Shariram. Yatana is a very special body where it will never get destroyed. Never get destroyed means during, as long as we are in this hell, but it will go through the pains and pleasures. One can recognize the pains and pleasure in that body. So this body will be given, and then this person goes through the suffering. And for someone, especially having a guest coming to their house, and the guests are not taken care nicely, doesn't treat them well, they're not even giving a water to drink, place to sit, right? There's a special place of hell called Krimi Bhojana. Krimi Bhojana. Krimi Bhojana is a place where these people will be thrown in, and there'll be a lot of krimis. Krimis means the insects, many insects, worms, and many things. It continuously bites this person. And those who are interested in embracing other's wife or other woman, right? There is, when this person goes to the hell, hell is called Tapta Surmi, where you go there, they will make a beautiful beautiful copper woman, right? And then they make it into red hot. They heat it up so much, it's really, really hot, like a fire. And this person who are interested to do so in the Bhuloka, over here on the earth, they will be asked to embrace this particular, the form of the woman over there. So anyone who does not follow the religious principles, whatever the dharma, there's a river called Vaitarani River. The Vaitarani River is habituated by many aquatics, many ferocious aquatics. And by the way, if anyone does not believe in any of this thing what been told right now, we can't prove it. If you're asking, can you prove it? One has to experience it. So the point is, let's not experience these sort of things and doubt what's been told in the Shastras. It is not just simply to scare people. It's not fiction that it doesn't exist. It's all just to create some fear in people's heart so they can be a proper person following respect to the guest and etc. It's not like that. It's really, these things are existing, right? So people have to have faith. As much as they have faith in the heaven, so much one has to have faith in the hellish planets as well. So if a person are envious of looking at someone else with a sharp eyes, then there's some other planet, Dandashuka, other planets, where they'll be put into those things and their eyes will be poked by birds, dangerous, ferocious birds. So there are many, many things. We don't want to go. One important hell is called Kumbhipaka. Kumbhipaka is hell, where a person who tortures animals, birds, any living entities that's been tortured, those people will be put into this hell called Kumbhipaka. It's a very, very dangerous one. Of course, all the hells are dangerous. Hell means danger. Now, what happens is this person will be put into a boiling oil. The oil, we all like to eat French fries, right? We like French fries. We like fried samosas, not the baked samosa. We always like fried samosas. And anything which is fried is all paneer, fried paneer, all tastes so nice. Now, what they do is, since we fried everything over here, there is no wrong in frying samosas. There's nothing wrong in frying paneer. But if you're frying deep fried, whatever the animals and birds and whatever you're eating, those things, killing and eating, then this person will be put into the Kumbhipaka hell, and there they will be deep fried multiple times. They'll be deep fried, and this Atma, this person, because it's still attached to the body, he feels the pain. He feels the pain of it, severe pain of it. So many such hells that are there. 28 hells have been mentioned here. Many hells have been near. Let me explain Bhagavatam. Now, after hearing this narration of hells, Parikshit Maharaj really got scared. He really got scared. He really got scared, not because that he is thinking he's going to go to this hell. He's scared about the people in general, because for example, it goes to the detail of, if you don't even welcome someone, then you did a papa. How many times we don't even say Hare Krishna to others, right? We just pass by, or sometimes we stare at people like this, or whatever it is. And sometimes many things we do, many mistakes we do. Just imagine how many hells we have to go through to suffer these things. Therefore, Parikshit Maharaj we became very, very threatened, fearful, that he said, wow, that means we constantly commit mistakes. Constantly we make mistakes. Right? Sometimes we make mistake knowingly. Sometimes we make mistake unknowingly. Sometimes we hurt others. Sometimes we hurt others purposefully, right? We want to make sure that others are hurt, and we feel so happy about it because that person did not do as per what I wanted to do. Therefore, let me hurt this person. How do I hurt this person? Do something differently so that person suffers by feeling something about it. So we might escape by doing these things, but everything has been watched, everything has been accounted, we have to pay for it. So therefore, it's a very dangerous thing. We have to mano, vacha, kaya, mean by the thought process, by the word, by our action. We have to be careful in what we think, what we speak, and what we do. Otherwise, there are many, many witnesses around us. We are going to see that also today, probably not today, next class. Many, many witnesses around us. They are taking note of every single thing. We might be thinking, no one is watching me. Who knows? If that's not, we cannot escape within ourselves. Paramatma is there. He knows our thought, why we are doing things like this. Therefore, Parikshit Maharaj was thinking, wow, what am I going to do? I mean, he asked this question in the 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where he asked that Nivritti Marga Katitha Adho Bhagavata Yatha Krama Yoga Palabdhena Brahmanayat Asamshritihi. He said, Parikshit Maharaj said that, my dear Sukadeva Goswami, you have narrated everything, the Nivritti Marga and Pravarti Marga, how one can elevate to the higher planetary systems. You spoke about Manvantras, you spoke about Uthanapada, you spoke about Priyavrata. I heard about Bhadjara Bharat story. Many things I heard that you said very nicely. These are all very nice. Adharma Lakshana Nana Narakas Chano Varnitaha. And also you very nicely explained the Narakas. Narakas. It's not that he's happily telling this one. He's feeling that sadness or fear. Those who do adharma, how they have to go to Naraka. You also explained the Narakas. That is also nice. And you explained about the planetary systems, many planetary systems. But here is the thing. At the end, you mentioned about the hellish planets, which seem to be very terrible, very painful. Every single, from what you said, it's like, looks like no one can escape going from hellish planet. Everyone has to go to hellish planet. And Sukadeva Goswami said, well, what can you do? If someone doesn't want to follow the dharma, in the next life, they have to suffer, they have to pay for it. So what are the options we have, Sukadeva Goswami? What's the options left so that they don't need to go to hell? And then Sukadeva Goswami says that there's one option called atonement. Atonement means prayachitta. By performing prayachitta means atonement, right? You all understand what atonement is. You do something, and then you go and do something to nullify that particular action. Okay? Therefore, you don't have to pay for it. You don't need to go through the suffering of that particular thing, right? So even that's in churches also, these things are there. People go and atone to the priest, to the father, and he forgives on behalf of the Lord. And next week he comes again, he again performs the same thing. Again he comes next week, again he forgives us atonement. So it's a never-ending program. Every week people, they go and ask for atonement, and it's been forgiven. Atonement, forgiven. And that's a constant going program. So Sukadeva Goswami said there's an option where these people can avoid going to hell by performing prayachitta. By performing prayachitta, they can be free and avoid going to hell. In that way, they don't need to suffer any of these things. That's what Sukadeva Goswami said. And that Parikshit Maharaj was not happy with the answer. He was not happy with the answer. The reason that he was not happy with the answer is, well, one commits mistake and one atone for it by doing some yajna, some puja, or whatever it may be, prayachitta. But the tendency of wanting to commit the mistake, that traces, that karma has not gone. That's not gone away. Since it's not gone, the desire has not gone, then this person is again going to commit mistakes. Is it not? Answer is yes. Answer is yes. Therefore, the solution of Prayachitta doesn't seem to be beneficial for anyone. There should be something else where this person completely get rid of the traces of wanting to commit mistakes. Intelligent question, very intelligent question Parikshit Maharaj is asking on behalf of us, like how Arjuna asked over there, and how Krishna responded, Kama Yesha, Krodha Yesha, that Kama is there. But the tendency is not going to go away. It's always there. Always you've been pushed to make mistake. It's like an elephant. Elephant is go to the river, go deep into the river and take nice shower. And then it comes out, looks shiny and huge and shiny with the sun's glowing on top of the elephant. It looks so nice. And walks little distance and does what? Takes some mud and pulled on top of it again. Take the dust and throw it on top of his head. That's what elephant does. Take shower, put the dust on the head. What's the use of taking bath? Likewise, what's the use of atonement when a person is going to commit the mistake again? There's no point in doing so. So Sukadeva Goswami said, well, one has to do atonement, otherwise they cannot escape. One has to always, otherwise they'll get caught into the pious and impious activity. My dear king, when a person is diseased to eat, when a person is diseased, he won't be enjoying to eat something palatable. If you're sick, you have a temperature, or you feel like throwing out, that point of time, you bring a person a nice pulao or a aloo paratha with paneer sabji. Is the person going to enjoy this food? He's sick person. He's not going to eat this one. Right? Likewise, the medicines are also bitter. The bitter medicine is not going to be enjoyed by the diseased person. But by taking the bitter medicine, it's going to cure the disease of the person and he's going to become pure. Therefore, one has to take the medicine. By taking the medicine, one can be free. That's the only way one can do. And what is the medicine that one can take? Kvichit kevalaya bhaktya vasudeva parayanaha. Vasudeva parayanaha. By becoming a devotee of Vasudeva, one can purify and one can avoid going to hell. Well, again, the same question, because Krishna said the same thing, and you're also telling the same thing. But to become a devotee, there are a lot of criteria of what to do, what not to do, how to behave, how not to behave. Many criteria are there. Is it not? That's also not that easy to take up the devotional service, to follow everything. So it's going to be very difficult to do that one also. So is there a way that anyone can easily purify and then come to the stage of unalloyed, pure bhakti? Is there a way one can do that one? Prayachitta is not the solution that I'm looking for. And certainly, we should not want to go and visit Yamaraj. That is also not a good thing to do. Is there anything that we can do? And then Shukadeva Goswami said, well, I'm going to tell you a story. By hearing the story, you can know that how a most sinful person whose consciousness is completely contaminated, his duty is to harm others. His duty is to cheat others. His everyday duty is to enjoy life, sense gratification, not to follow dharma. Such a person attained moksha, returned back to God. Would you like to hear that story? Parikshit Maharaj became very excited. He said, please tell me the story. Please tell me the story. I want to hear that story. Because that is exactly how the majority of the world populated with. Therefore, the story that Shukadeva Goswami says is a important story how a chanting of Krishna's name will save anyone and everyone at any given condition of life. So when we meet next session, next Saturday, we are going to see the story of Ajamila, a great Brahmana, born in a Brahmin family, but then how he got Dursanga, because of the Dursanga, bad association, he lost all his good qualities. And finally, he is ready to depart his body and go to hell because he done so many wrong things. What happens to him? How this whole thing is resolved at the end. So there's a beautiful story that's coming up for our next Saturday class, Ajamila story. Please do not miss it. And if you have children, you have others who are interested, please encourage them to join also to hear the story of Ajamila and to know the importance of Nama Sankirtan, chanting of Krishna's name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we have a few minutes left. If anyone have any comments, questions, realizations, please do ask. Thank you. Please don't ask me anything on the Vedic cosmology of asking a particular dvipa and where it is and what's the size of it and who's living there. None of those things you're going to get answer from me. But I can refer you materials and books, which I also have. Never opened those books because it's too much for me.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
question.
Yes.
So that why when someone do something bad in the world, and why in the Yamaloka they will treat the same thing how they do it.
A person does a bad thing in the Yamaloka. What was your question? One more time.
When a person does a bad thing in this world, then why in Yamaloka they treat them the same?
Oh, because they misused, they treated others badly. Therefore, when they go back, therefore they are punished in a similar manner when they go to Yamaloka. They did not treat others well. Say if you have a friend coming, Yagya is coming, or Prasha is coming, or anyone is coming to your house. If you are not going to welcome them and you stare at them and you don't give them anything to eat, but you keep all the toys to yourself, you don't share with them, is that right or wrong?
It's wrong.
So therefore, for mistreating our guest, Yamaloka, we will be punished in a similar way, meaning we'll also be treated in the same way.
Did God give the Yamaraj this work?
Exactly. Nice question. That's a nice question. So why Yamaraj is doing these things? This is a service has been given to Yamaraj by Krishna.
Oh.
Like how we have police, right? Police, the thieves may not like the police. The terrorists may not like the police. But then that's the duty of the police. They have to correct the thieves, the terrorists.
Yeah.
But who appointed police? The government appointed the police. Therefore, Yamaraj is also a wonderful devotee. He's been given this role to punish people who does not follow the dharma.
What? Yamaraj is a wonderful devotee.
Yeah, it's a great Mahajan. We will see that also in the next session. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Let's hear from others.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Any questions? Any sharings? Is everyone got scared by hearing the hell?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, this is Padma Dashadas. Yeah. Yeah, Prabhu. No question around cosmology, but just a realization, Prabhu, while looking into that video, and just like to share, maybe got some direction from your side as well. By looking into that cosmology and looking into how we are situated, if we just think of a while, like what's our real position is on this in this world, like a less than a point we are, and we see a high level view of it. So I just remembered one incident where maybe one reporter asked a question from Prabhupada that you always chant of Krishna, you share this information and all those things. What if it is not true? If everything is there that is written and everything that you are chanting is not true, and you are just making people chant and you're making people dance and sharing this information. So there was a very nice reply which Prabhupada said that if everything that is written is not true, so we something that we are still not missing anything, because we are still enjoying the name of Krishna and relishing the name of Krishna and taking out the nectar which we receive while chanting the name of Krishna. But what will happen to you if by 1% all this information is a fact? So that's a reverse question Prabhupada asked. So by looking into this, if we by reading Srimad Bhagavatam 5th canto, if certainly some kind of doubt comes out in the mind, like everything is not true or anything that is maybe kind of a theory that has been written over there, it's not fact, then probably it's still a 1% chance still there that these all things are true, and we are still situated in a way how it is described in the Srimad Bhagavatam. And if we don't do a bhakti, how it will be difficult for each and every one of us to cross this ocean of nescience, like this entire place where we are right now. We are in a position.
Very nice.
So that is something which I was a little bit thrilled also. Like if I just think of that 1% of the fact that Prabhupada actually asked that reporter that if 1%, but take a chance of 1%, if everything is true, then it's without Krishna's mercy, without the association of devotees, or without the process that's been described in Bhagavatam, if we don't follow that, it will be very difficult for us to cross the end and reach up to some point where we can have the ultimate or eternal happiness. So that's one thing that I like to bring up. Maybe if you like to add something to make my belief more firm in this.
I can't add anything more than what you nicely explained. There's nothing I need to add to what you said. It contaminates if I add, it comes from me, anything further. So it's really very nice. Thank you so much for sharing, Padma Desha Prabhu. Padma Desha Prabhu is one of our congregation member, initiated by Navyogendra Maharaj, and he also gives lectures at our temple. Nice devotee. Thanks for being here and encouraging this group. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu, for all your services and keeping me involved here with such nice classes, Prabhu. These are all eye-opening, because in day-to-day life we never get chance to think and realize, but when we have an end-to-end discussion, then certainly this realization comes at once, and then we can think of.
Thank you. Okay, like to hear from others. We still have 5 minutes. Please, this is the whole purpose of opening up for discussion this is what exactly Krishna wants us to do. We hear, we share, we speak. Do not feel shy about speaking about Krishna. We don't, as it is said, when you're known to be great as long as you don't open up your mouth. Once we open up your mouth, our true color will come to know, right? And that theory does not apply in spirituality. So don't be feared. It is always nice to show that we don't know anything, I'm wrong, and ask things. So do not feel intimidated or fearful to ask or share anything. We are all the same. Not that the speaker is great, knowledgeable, and hearer or lesser. We are all in the same thing. I am learning and coming and speaking here, and then you hear and then learn. That's the only difference. Otherwise, nowhere one is greater and one is lesser. I have some extra time to read. I have nothing else to do. You're all busy. Therefore, we are just sharing our times here in one way to help each other. Okay, anyone else please want to share something? Any new people who joined recently can speak? Any questions? It can be anything, any other questions than what we covered today also. If I know, I will answer. How does the cosmology explain why, let me read this. It's got disappeared. Let me read. Okay. How does the cosmology explain why there is COVID? Well, today it is COVID. Tomorrow it could be Sovid. And day after tomorrow it could be Zavid. We don't know what's coming up. These are all different diseases and viruses and whatever it is. The cosmology is for us to understand that this place is not a safe place. Reading through all these universes and different planetary systems, how everything is part and parcel of God, knowing all these things, we should understand that this place is not a good place. How much ever we try to settle down here, trying to make life comfortable, the suffering is going to be there in one way or the other. We call that today as COVID globally. But that is nothing. There's nothing. There could be many things in life. COVID is not the big problem of our world. The biggest problem is not to be focused on this passing through diseases or passing through issues, but focus on getting out of this with this cosmology. Meaning there is a spiritual world and there is a material world. And we have to go beyond this material world to the spiritual world. So that we don't need to worry about the COVID-19, COVID-21, COVID-45, cancer, all these different things. We don't need to go through any of those things because we'll be with Krishna. So yes, what it explains is understand you're not the only one in the Earth planet. There are living entities in other planets. There are living entities in other universes, but all of them are going through their karma. Therefore, try to understand and get out of karma by performing bhakti is by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Does that answers a little bit, Mr. Greg? Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, if there is no one else, I hand it over back to Ashokji, who has some announcements and some things to share. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for joining the class and also filling up the survey. I just wanted to briefly let you know I already put it on the WhatsApp group, the results. So there's just some few highlights over a minute or so. So first of all, that there were 60 responses. This is really very good of all the attendees on the daily Gita session and also over the weekly program. There are so many people on the email. Somebody asked me to start my video. Yeah. So, briefly, there were a few questions which were asked on the survey that how often do you hear and how do you really feel about the content of the audio, and also there were some other questions about the location. So it's out of the 60 responses, I mean the daily Gita session is heard by at least 80% people, and they feel that it's the content's detailed. Srimad Bhagavatam the same way, that 80% feel that the content's detailed and good. And I would have expected a little bit better response on how often people hear of those 60, but 60% of the people at least hear the classes regularly every day, and 20% at least hear them on occasions, which is still very good. We'd like to have people who are listening to this occasionally be more inclined to listen more regularly. And as regards to the location, I think it was 40% of you wanted both locations, like both on Zoom and also physical location at the temple. Some of you wanted just online, some of you just wanted physical, um, and a lot of you shared your personal realizations on that, which was really very good to hear and read through. And it just gives everybody a little bit more boost of energy, especially people who are involved in this process, to see that how much everybody really appreciates that. And I like to thank Gopalji for doing this survey, Raviji for organizing this whole Zoom, and especially Lal Prabhuji to really enlightening us with the whole program. And as regards to, I think some of you may be asking when can we have the physical classes, since the temple will probably be opening soon in limited fashion on the 26th. They have announced at the Hindu temple that they will open for darshan. But my view is that the physical classes will not start for a long period of time. We feel that it will be probably tied to school. Once the schools come out of session, then we'll have to see how they would really start. So then at that time we will also start Balvayar and these classes with some guidance from these schools. So we will likely continue with the online classes for the next few months at least. So if you have any questions or anything, please let me know.
I think there's no questions.
You want to add anything, Prabhu?
No, I really want to thank everyone to participating in the survey. That really helps us. It's an encouragement for all of us who are doing the service. So we know what's expected and how we can serve you all in a way that you are comfortable. In a way, we'll be able to, not that everything can be applied. We'll have to consider other aspects also. And whatever has been suggestions been told, we'll try to, as much as possible, implement those things. Thank you all very much. We'll see you all again next Saturday, 10:25.
Thank you.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Hare Krishna.